Stephanie, how could you do this to us? How could you betray us like this? Breaking news, guys. Stephanie White has become the new head coach of the Indiana Fever. The news just broke like 2 minutes ago. Okay, I'm still in my pajamas. Y'all don't judge me. I had to throw on my jacket. I'm still here at my coffee table, sipping some coffee. I'm actually rewatching. It's like my fourth time watching it because it was so exciting. I'm literally rewatching Indiana Fever versus Connecticut Sun in game one of the playoffs. The energy is just amazing. So I had to rewatch it again this morning while I sip my coffee, getting ready for the day. And I'm scrolling on Twitter, and ESPN breaks this news. It says, sources, WNBA's Fever hires Stephanie White as the new head coach. It says the Indiana Fever have hired Stephanie White as their new head coach. League sources told ESPN on Friday, which is today. White, who spent the past 2 seasons as the head coach of the Connecticut Sun, will take over a franchise led by WNBA star Caitlin Clark. Building around a promising young core in Clark and Aaliyah Boston, the past 2 number 1 draft picks, White will look to propel Indiana to the organization's first championship since 2012. White, an Indiana native and former star at Purdue, that's where I go, okay, currently, is plenty familiar with the Fever, serving on their coaching staff from 2011 to 2016, including as head coach for the last 2 years of that span. She was a member of the franchise's inaugural roster in 2000 and played for the team for 4 seasons. White went 55-25 with consecutive semifinal appearances with the Sun, winning WNBA Coach of the Year in 2023. Prior to her return in the WNBA, she coached at Vanderbilt for 5 seasons, and she has worked for years as a basketball analyst. She replaces Chrissy Sides, who led the Fever to a 2020 record last season and their first playoff berth since 2016. The organization announced it was moving on from Sides, who had just ended her second season at the helm on Sunday. The Sun announced Monday that White was out after 2 seasons with the team. Says this has not been easy, White told ESPN on her departure from Connecticut, but certainly at the end of the day, it's tough for me being away from my family. So from a professional standpoint and a personal standpoint, I feel like it's the best decision. White's hiring isn't the only major change in Indianapolis. Earlier this offseason, the Fever tabbed Kelly, I can't say her last name, as their new president and Amber Cox as their new COO and GM. The arrival of Clark, the 2024 Rookie of the Year, and a first-team All-WNBA selection sent the Fever into another stratosphere of relevance. The franchise led the league in attendance this season, averaging over 17,000 fans per contest and regularly garnered 1 million-plus viewers for games. Not including the league's newest expansion team in Golden State, the WNBA is set to have 7 new head coaches taking the helm for the 2025 season, which is a record according to the Elias Sports Bureau. I feel betrayed, Stephanie. You were supposed to come to the Chicago Sky, okay, and turn around that whole entire organization and the team roster. But she made her decision. Again, I still love Stephanie. I always will. I really want to follow the Fever more closely now next season. I want to see how they perform under Stephanie White. But it's crazy how 7 head coaches of the WNBA have been fired or let go, right? The verbiage is weird. But Chicago Sky still doesn't have a freaking head coach. Indiana Fever got theirs like that. They decisive. They was like, we know exactly who we want to pick, right? And well, obviously Stephanie White didn't get fired. She left. She voluntarily left Connecticut Sun to join the Indiana Fever organization. And again, I believe like her family. Again, like on Google, it says that she lives in Tennessee with her partner and their children. So I'm like, I guess it's closer, or maybe I don't know, because she just said like she was leaving. She's taking a step away from Connecticut Sun as the head coach because she was dealing with a family emergency. I would presume that her family, because again, Google was crazy. They claim that she's from Danville, Illinois, but then other sources say that she's from Indiana. I know she played for Indiana Fever, and she was a college student for Purdue, which is in I believe West Lafayette, Indiana. So I don't know, right? But either way it goes, she's now the head coach of the Indiana Fever, and she will actually hopefully be closer to family to deal with the family emergency and just be there for her loved ones. This just goes to show that the Chicago Sky's GM, Jeff Pagliacca, I believe he made a huge mistake with firing Spoon so quickly, right? Because look, the fact that Indiana Fever, they had their sights set on a coach, I'm sure they can pay her, a better salary than she was making in Connecticut Sun. I think when she was in Connecticut Sun, she was making over 500 to over 600K, right? Not sure. I'm sure like she can easily double that because she's a good coach. Again, last year, the 2023 season of the WNBA, Stephanie White actually won head coach. She won coach of the year for the WNBA, and it's well deserved. Again, like this woman, again, she was also a sports analyst. She has a high basketball IQ. That's why I'm scared to see like who's going to take over the Connecticut Sun position. Now y'all already see like the goofy stuff that's going on in Chicago Sky. They got Latricia Trammell, okay, former head coach of the Dallas Wings, who she just got fired. They got her in mind to be the front runner, okay, to be the head coach of Chicago Sky. Just goofy decision after goofy decision. Again, that's why Chicago Sky is not taken seriously. Nobody wants to go there. They can't attract free agents because the word on the curb it already got out and how horrible they are from top to bottom as an organization. The people that run in the Chicago Sky, they're not taking care of the players. The ladies is going without. I believe Clea Copper said that they didn't even provide meals for them. That's why she gladly joined Phoenix Mercury. Phoenix Mercury has a $100 million plus, new facility. They call it the Diana Taurasi Courts, in honor of Diana Taurasi. They have all this, cold water, underwater treadmills. They have all the facilities. Chicago Sky, on the other hand, they have a freaking, pretty much just a public YMCA that closes at 10 p.m. So it's just ridiculous. So again, it's obvious that Jeff Pagliacca, he kind of jumped the gun when he fired Coach Spoon, because it seems as though they're having a hard time attracting, a talented coach, a new head coach to take over that position. Because again, the fact that they literally are seriously thinking about Latricia Trammell, who just got fired, is crazy. Again, shout out Stephanie White. I will definitely be following Fever even closer now next season. Because under Stephanie White, again, Chrissy Sides, in my opinion, she was a good coach. But Stephanie White, she one of them ones. Guys, comment down below your thoughts on Stephanie White now being the official new head coach of the Indiana Fever. And again, I've been waiting every day like clockwork to see when is Chicago Sky going to announce their new head coach. Guys, comment down below who you think it may be.